Let's face it, when most people think of retirement, they picture a quiet, passive life, a rocking chair on a porch, a never-ending vacation, a peaceful but perhaps purposeless drift into the final act of life. But that idea is outdated, and maybe it never really worked. In reality, many people hit retirement and feel lost, not relaxed, not jubilant, but disoriented. Because when your identity has been tied to your career for 30, 40, even 50 years, who are you without it? The truth is, retirement is not an ending, it's an invitation to rewrite your story, not with obligations, but with intention. It's a chance to strip away what was expected and uncover what's been waiting inside you all along. We speak with retirees from around the country who had very different starts. John, a former accountant who spiraled into depression his first year out of work. Maria, a nurse who found herself restless and bored after decades of serving others. And David, a retired firefighter, who said, "For the first time, I woke up without a reason to get out of bed." They all had one thing in common. They needed to rediscover purpose. Experts in gerontology and psychology agree, retirement can be a dangerous time for mental health if there's no plan for meaning. Studies from Stanford, Harvard, and the Mayo Clinic all show that retirees with a sense of purpose live longer, are healthier, and report significantly higher life satisfaction. So how do you find purpose in a world that suddenly stops demanding things from you? The answer: you start asking what you demand from yourself. This video is not about surviving retirement, it's about thriving, about reimagining what's possible. Because the day you retire isn't the day your value ends. It's the day your freedom begins. When we lose our routines, we often lose our rhythm. But underneath that, there's something powerful: space. Space to rediscover your why. Why do you get up in the morning? What lights you up? What have you been longing to do, but never had time for? Purpose isn't something we stumble upon. It's something we shape, sculpt, slowly uncover. And for many retirees, this begins with a pause, a moment to truly reflect on what matters most. We meet Cynthia, a 66-year-old who never had time for her spiritual life while raising 4 kids and working 2 jobs. Retirement, she says, was like finally hearing my own voice after decades of background noise. She now leads mindfulness classes in her local community center. Then there's Martin, 70, who spent his entire adult life as a truck driver. In retirement, he discovered photography. Turns out all those years on the road were training my eye, he smiles. Now I get paid to shoot local events. Purpose isn't always grand. It's often quiet. It's the grandparent who walks their grandkids to school every day, the neighbor who organizes a cleanup crew after storms, the retiree who tutors ESL students once a week. Psychologist Dr. Elaine Ramsey shares, retirement gives you the gift of time, but if you don't fill it with something meaningful, it can become a burden. That's why this scene encourages viewers to journal. Write down goals, explore curiosities, volunteer, travel, mentor, dream. Because your why doesn't retire, it evolves. There's a saying, you don't stop learning because you grow old. You grow old because you stop learning. Learning in retirement isn't about degrees or diplomas. It's about keeping your mind alive, your curiosity hungry, and your confidence growing. We visit Ellen, a 74-year-old retired librarian who now takes online astronomy classes. "It's like I've re-enrolled in the University of Wonder," she laughs. "I can't wait to get to my telescope every night." In Portland, Oregon, we meet a group of retirees learning to build apps in a senior tech boot camp. "At first, I didn't even know what coding was," says Jim, 68. "Now I've built a meditation app for my grandkids." Learning builds more than knowledge, it builds community. Discussion groups, writing workshops, bird-watching societies, local history clubs, all of them are ways to grow together. We hear from neuroscientists who explain how the brain thrives on novelty. Learning new things activates neuroplasticity, delays cognitive decline, and builds emotional resilience. And the best part? You get to learn for you, not to earn, not to prove, but to experience, to expand. Because if you're still curious, you're still young where it counts. There's something timeless about the act of giving, whether it's your time, your wisdom, or simply your presence. Contributing to others has the unique ability to fill your own cup while pouring into someone else's. In retirement, many discover that one of the richest sources of meaning isn't found in personal achievement, but in service. Meet Rosa, 69, who started a program in Detroit helping single mothers learn job skills. She says, "For years I worked in HR. Now I get to use everything I know to help these women find independence. It's not a job anymore. It's a joy." In Arizona, a group of former educators formed a mentorship circle for first-generation college students. They meet weekly, guiding young minds through challenges many of them faced decades earlier. The ripple effect? Immeasurable. And it's not just about big projects. Purpose lives in the small acts. Driving a neighbor to a doctor's appointment, reading to kids at the library, sending handwritten cards to isolated seniors. Giving back gives structure. It offers identity. You're not just retired. You're a teacher, a mentor, a protector, a helper. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that retirees who volunteer regularly live longer, have better physical health, and report higher levels of happiness and lower stress. There's even evidence that altruism triggers the brain's reward centers, releasing dopamine and oxytocin, chemicals that literally make us feel good. One of our featured guests, 75-year-old Dennis, put it this way: "I thought retirement would be the end of my impact. Turns out it was the beginning." This chapter in life might be the most powerful one you ever write, not because of what you build, but because of who you lift. We are wired for connection. And while careers provide one type of social structure, retirement gives you the opportunity to choose connection more intentionally. This scene focuses on the relationships that breathe meaning into our days: family, friends, partners, and communities that nourish us. We spend time with Gloria and Harold, who met at a Tai Chi class at age 71. "We had both lost our spouses and thought that part of life was over," Harold says. "Turns out, love doesn't retire either." We visit a grandparent group in Georgia who meet weekly at a local cafe to share photos, laugh, and swap advice about raising the next generation. There's also George, who didn't realize how isolated he was until his daughter suggested he join a chess club. "Now," he says, "I'm playing 5 days a week. I haven't felt this sharp or this seen in years." And connection isn't just emotional, it's biological. Studies show that having strong social ties can lower blood pressure, reduce risk of dementia, and even increase lifespan. According to Harvard's 80-year longevity study, the single greatest predictor of a happy retirement wasn't wealth or success, it was relationships. So what does this mean? It means pick up the phone, join the book club, make the drive to see an old friend, say yes to the dinner invite. Because in the end, purpose is rarely found in isolation, it's found in each other. This journey we've taken isn't about ticking boxes, it's about opening doors. The idea that retirement is a wind down is one of the greatest lies ever told. The truth is, it can be a renaissance. You've spent decades collecting experience, building resilience, and becoming someone worthy of admiration. Now you get to ask, what do I want to do with everything I've learned? Maybe it's mentoring, maybe it's writing, maybe it's laughing more, cooking more, sleeping better, or finally learning to dance without worrying who's watching. This stage of life is not the final page. It's a blank one, and you hold the pen. We end with one question, echoed by every person we met along the way. If not now, when? So go, create, explore, connect, give, dream, learn, love. Your golden years aren't about fading into the background. They're about stepping into the light. This is your time. Thank you for watching Golden Years Unplugged. Don't forget to subscribe for more real stories and inspiration as we explore life after retirement and how to make it the most meaningful chapter yet.